For nearly 30 years, Pixar sold us the ultimate childhood redemption story. Woody rescuing Buzz from Sid's house is supposed to be a triumphant moment of loyalty. But look closely at exactly what happens inside that room. The shattered helmet, the missing arm, the sheer terror in Buzz's eyes. This wasn't a rescue mission, it was a psychological execution. Woody didn't just fail to save Buzz, he actively orchestrated his absolute breaking point. And the darkest proof of Woody's true nature has been hiding in plain sight since 1995. Let me show you what you missed. To understand how Woody shattered Buzz's mind, we have to go back to the inciting incident, the window. For decades, the narrative has been that Woody just meant to knock Buzz behind the desk. A jealous prank gone wrong, right? Wrong. Look at Woody's face the exact second before he sets the RC car in motion. He doesn't look surprised. He looks precise, like a chess player setting up a sacrifice. The RC car isn't chaos. It's a tool. Watch the angle of his arm, the tiny curl at the corner of his mouth. These are micro decisions, not accidents. This wasn't a prank. It was an assassination attempt on Buzz's ego. Woody knew exactly the chain reaction he was causing, but pushing Buzz out the window was just step one. Woody didn't want Buzz gone. He wanted Buzz broken. He needed Buzz to realize he was just a toy. And when the fall didn't break him, Woody realized he had to take a much darker psychological approach.
You are a toy!
Think in motives, not just moments. If Woody had wanted Buzz out of the way permanently, a simpler path existed. Instead, he engineered humiliation. He left clues that would force Buzz to hunt for identity, to fail trying to fly, to see the TV, to watch the commercial. Each beat designed to erode confidence. But if you think the window was Woody's darkest moment, you aren't paying attention to what he does in the shadows of the pizza planet, because that is where the real torture begins. Welcome to the middle of the nightmare. By the time they reach the gas station and eventually Pizza Planet, Buzz still fully believes he is a space ranger. His mind is intact. So, how does Woody dismantle it? First, isolation. Woody engineers moments where Buzz is left outside the circle of toy support. Isolation turns doubt into obsession. Second, insincere truth. Woody doesn't reveal Buzz is a toy once. He weaponizes the revelation,
You are a toy!
delivering it at maximum emotional damage. Woody weaponizes the truth. Notice how Woody isolates Buzz. At the gas station, Woody screams the truth at him, but when that fails, Woody changes his tactic at Pizza Planet. He manipulates Buzz into climbing into the claw machine by feeding into his Space Ranger fantasy. Woody knew what was in that machine. He knew Sid Phillips was there. Woody literally served Buzz on a silver platter to the neighborhood toy killer. This is strategic escalation. When direct confrontation won't work, escalate to third-party humiliation. Woody engineers the environment so Sid becomes the executioner. That cracked helmet isn't the accident you think. It is the output of a perfectly placed chain of choices. Why? Because Woody realized he couldn't break Buzz physically. He needed Sid to do it for him. Which brings us to the most disturbing sequence in Pixar history, Sid's bedroom. This is the exact moment our thumbnail comes into play. If you look at the damage on Buzz, that cracked helmet isn't just physical damage. It represents the exact second Buzz's mind snaps. And Woody is watching the whole thing happen. Sid's hands do the wrecking. But Woody plotted the map. He turned Buzz's fantasy into bait, and the bait worked. When Buzz sees the commercial and attempts to fly, he falls and loses his arm. This is universally viewed as a tragic realization. But look at Woody's reaction. When Buzz is completely stripped of his sanity, dressed as Mrs. Nesbit, and having a mental breakdown at a tea party, what does Woody do? Does he comfort him? He doesn't reach out. He asserts dominance. That's the moment the power dynamic flips entirely. The slap isn't a joke, it's punishment framed as tough love. It signals to every toy present, Woody is the authority. Buzz, now physically disabled and emotionally degraded, is no longer a contender. Woody hits him. He slaps him with his own severed limb. Woody has finally won. Buzz is no longer a threat to Woody's throne. He is just a broken, depressed piece of plastic. The rescue that follows is tidy, efficient, and self-serving. Woody regains control of the narrative, not by fixing the harm he caused, but by concealing it under a hero's banner. and Buzz is rewritten as compliant. That compliance is the true prize. We've spent almost 30 years cheering for a rescue that was actually a hostage retrieval. Woody didn't save Buzz Lightyear. He broke him down, piece by piece, until there was nothing left but a loyal follower. And the implication? If Woody manufactured Buzz's fall from identity, what patterns do we miss elsewhere in the franchise? Small manipulations add up. They form a portrait of a leader who preserves power by breaking rivals. Not by defeating them, but by erasing them. But this calculated manipulation didn't just start with Buzz. Woody has been displaying sociopathic tendencies long before Buzz ever landed on the bed. If you want to see the 5 hidden proofs that Woody was actually the true villain of the entire franchise from day one, click the video on screen right now. I'll see you in the next frame.